Have you ever felt like faith is just another routine? Something you are supposed to do, but deep down it feels empty? Welcome to the third episode of the Dear Youth series, Faith That Feels Real, Not Forced. In the last episode, we asked an honest question: does God really care about me? We saw from scripture and real life that yes, He cares deeply and personally, even when life feels heavy with loneliness or rejection. If you have not watched that yet, the link is in the description. Do check it out when you can, because today builds right on that truth. Now let's be honest. Many young people today grow up hearing about God, church, or faith. But sometimes it feels more like an expectation than a relationship. You pray because you are told to. You read the Bible because you feel guilty if you do not. You go through the motions, but your heart feels far away. And then comes the question: is this all faith is supposed to be? The Bible gives us a clear answer. In John chapter 15 verse 15, Jesus says, "Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you." Did you catch that? Jesus does not want a forced routine. He calls you his friend. Think about how different friendship feels compared to obligation. You do not hang out with a friend because you have to. You do it because you want to. Faith is meant to feel like that, not a duty but a relationship. But here is where the struggle comes in. Life throws disappointments, doubts, and discouragements. Maybe you prayed once and it felt like nothing happened. Maybe people around you claim to believe but live with hypocrisy and that turned you away. That is real and it hurts. But listen to this. In Psalm chapter 34, verse 18, David writes, "The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit." David knew brokenness firsthand. He had seasons of loneliness, guilt, and regret. Yet he experienced God's closeness not when he was strong, but when he was broken. That means your faith does not have to be polished or perfect to be real. God meets you right in the middle of your weakness. Here is the truth: faith becomes real when you stop trying to perform for God and start being honest with Him. Tell Him your doubts, share your frustrations, confess when you do not feel like praying. That honestly is where real faith begins. Let me give you something practical tonight. When you are alone, whisper this prayer: God, I do not want a faith that is forced. I want it to be real. Show me how to know you as a friend, not just as a rule to follow. Faith is not about pretending to have it all together. Faith is about leaning on the one who already does. When you begin to see God as a father who cares and a friend who stays, faith shifts from being a checklist to being a lifeline. So, dear youth, do not settle for a faith that feels fake. God is inviting you into something living, breathing, and personal. Take that step. Be real with Him, and you will discover that He has been real with you all along. If this message spoke to you, I would love to hear your thoughts. Post your questions, your struggles, or lessons you are learning in the comments below. And if you have a prayer request, send it through the form in the description. We will pray for you. This is not about forced religion. This is about a God who wants your heart. And dear youth, your faith can be real starting today. See you next week for episode 4, Fighting Loneliness in a Crowded World, where we discuss about struggles today's youth face. Until then, remember this: dear youth, God desires your faith to be alive, honest, and real. God bless.